What's going on, YouTubeites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Top 10 plus one.
Plus one.
Today's list, the over-under on Fortnite books is 3.5, so place your bets now.
God.
So
Fortnite.
That's where we're at now when there's a Fortnite because it's talking over. So while you guys are congregating and putting in your guesses on how many Fortnite books are on the list, give you a little something to think about and get the crowd kind of hyped up and greased up.
Man, that doesn't start it off right.
Say the word. Should I play the fish video of the chick getting hit with the fish multiple times?
Why not? You know what? Everybody needs a good fish in the face.
You know what? It's Monday. I feel like it's
Tuesday.
Monday, but
Yeah,
just a few seconds because it's so fun.
I'm here at Barry Island Beach, and there's no going to stop.
All right, that's don't want to get a copyright ding for that. Say what's up to the good people, man. I'm on the house.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, there's nothing I like more than seeing a chick get hit in the face with a fish. Ooh.
Oh, now I don't know what you do on your weekends, but that happens to me.
You better have someone erase your internet history, your browser history when you die.
Speaking of erasing internet history, Ryan, Darkside Jedi, say what's up.
I have someone on retainer. That's the first thing you want to do. Hey, everybody! It's Tuesday night, and we got a top 11, baby.
That's right, Justin. Say what's good to the people.
What's going on, everybody? We got the Blue Man Group down here and the Black Sheep right there.
Yep. Three. I was gonna say what was that? Yeah, there's three guys in the Blue Ball Group, the Blue Man Group, whatever you guys are called, man. All right, once again, welcome to the Cover Price Top 10. This is we take a look at the top 10 selling books in quantity and the jump in price for the week ending oh my God, May 9th. Can you believe that?
Wow,
man. Show sponsor, your friends over at CovrPrice.com. Go to CovrPrice.com. You can sign up for a 2-week free trial to get price guides, collections, and trends, or you can sign up for $2.99. You get a minimal minimum subscription, and you notice that most significantly when we do our Shaker Show on Thursday, and you can see when you pay $6.99, when you basically supersize your meal at McDonald's, you get full on 50
Full
shakers,
blown.
50 movers, and all that good stuff. And 3.5 is over in our Fortnite book. So just know there's about 75 million people playing Fortnite. Jesus. And those codes are really sought after. This show is also sponsored by our good friends over at KRS Comics. Go to KRScomics.com, sign up, use the discount code of LOTLB. That's Lords of the Long Walks, LOTLB, for 15% off goodies such as this and that. And this drops tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Mike Mayhew, nice. War of the Bounty Hunters #1. The Virgin is on the left. #1 is on the right. You can buy them as a set or signed. So make sure you sign up to KRS Comics so you don't have to worry about all that stuff. That's dropping tomorrow. Remember, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And typically they drop another one on Friday. Guess what? Tune in on Friday and we'll show you a preview of what's coming on that one as well. But this is the CovrPrice Top 10. It's been feels like I haven't seen you guys in a week or so, at least our audience, that is. I mean, although, Thursday?
We did do something Thursday, yeah. You were supposed to do the mailbag, but it was Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's right. We had something special planned for it, so we're going to double up on that for y'all on this Sunday and finish up that. So shout out to everybody in the live chat. There's 100 of you watching now. Shout out to all of you, because literally I don't have time to sit there and count each and every one of you, but just know that you're counted for. So you know what? You want me to start off with the runner-up and then you guys go on alternate?
Yeah.
Or do you guys want to, or Justin, you want to start with the runner-up?
I'll do the runner-up. That's fine.
All right, there you go. That way I can highlight the live chat. There you go. All right. So as always, the top 10. There's one that's almost breaks the top 10, but it's not really there. That's why it's our runner-up or the 11th on the list. And what is it today, Justin?
Oh, this one's a really good one from Marvel 2010 Avengers Academy #1. All right, so let's get this one started. So the guys over at Tales from the Flip Side, they talked about this book where they mentioned how this issue features several young characters in Marvel Hazmat, Metal, Stryker, Val, and Finesse. Well, there's no rumor of them appearing anytime soon. They believe that due to their young age, they could be showing up a long time in phase 4, 5, 6, who knows. But it did sell 29 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 160%, and a high sale of $89.99 for a near mint plus raw copy. I don't know. I don't think anybody should be specking on these characters. These guys are coming in 40 years.
What else is there to spec on? Everything else has been spec'd on. Well, this is all that's left.
I will say that Reptile is. I think they're trying to push that character pretty hard in Marvel. He's got his own ongoing.
Reptile. We talked about him.
He has his own. He has his own upcoming solo series, I believe.
And they did. He was in King in Black for a little bit too. He was in like a Spider-Man story in King in Black.
Yeah. So the characters are Hazmat, Metal, Stryker, Evil, and Finesse. Have those on it. But man, that's it's over. There's no news or anything. It's just speculation from the guys over at Tales from the Flip Side and CBSI. So when some have more social influence on the others, and I would say it's a cheap book, so no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? So if you get it for $1, get it for $1. But it looks like it's already getting up high. So here's what I do know: there's nothing. We haven't heard anything, but typically, Marvel or Disney Plus, even Disney Plus, they're doing shows on lesser known characters. Those lesser known characters are pretty well known, though. You know what I mean? We're talking like Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Riri Williams. So so you put that in perspective. Disney Plus is kind of like the triple A's before they call them up to the bigs. So they kind of put them on there, see what they could do. But when I remember this Heroic Age, and they kind of rebooted everything. It was a long time ago. But it's also in the same vein. If you think about it, it's a wordplay. People get Avengers Academy, Strange Academy, what I'm saying? Then it was, so Young Avengers. It's that whole thing. Remember when there was a whole initiative where they were getting young heroes to groom them?
The initiative.
Let's just
the Avengers Initiative.
Let's just tell it what it is. It's people who are disappointed that they missed out on the Starro spec, and they're just grabbing for anything. They're grabbing for anything.
But
I
how
don't
come
know. I
nobody?
think that's-
How come nobody took our spec for our slapstick one? We've been talking about that book for 6 months now, and nobody's picking up slapstick one.
Slapstick.
It's
We've been
gonna-
talking about slapstick for 3 years.
Hey man, when that animated version comes, you guys are gonna be like, man, I got 3 copies though. If anybody wants this, all right. So the Avengers Academy #1 from 2010 is our runner-up. What do we got next?
Next up, we've got one of our over/under on Fortnite
Mark
books. We got
there you
Batman
go.
Fortnite 0 point #1. So sales fell again from the 122 copies last week to just 61 copies this week. Yet it still had a 7-day trend of 100% and had a high sale of $53 for a raw copy, which helped it remain on the list this week. Fortnite players picking these up to get the armored Batman with all 6 codes. For those tired of seeing these on here, we have 2 more months of issues plus subsequent printings and variants. So just hang in there.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of predicted this, that Fortnite is such a phenomenon that for the next however months it takes to finish out this story, that people are going to get it. And then if you can wait, I think the hardcover trade is going to have all the codes, so you can just buy that one book. Or I do believe
People need to be first, man.
or what is that called? DC Infinity? Is that what it's called? I think it's called DC Infinity. Also has the codes on it as well. But like I said, I talked to my LCS and I was like, hey man, well, how did he goes, man, a bunch of people came in for it and they weren't their regular customers. You know what I mean? So I think it was just pure Fortnite players. You know, so I'm pretty
Soccer
sure, Ron,
mom?
your kids play Fortnite, right?
They used to, not anymore.
Oh man, they outgrew it. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're into like guitars and skateboards and stuff now.
Oh, they used to be
You
so
know?
cute.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Number 10 on the list is Batman Fortnite 0 point #1. What's up next?
All right. Well, here is Black Widow #6. This is a holdover from last week. This issue features the first appearance of Lucy Wynn, aka Marigold, who becomes Natasha's protege. This sold 56 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 113%, and it had a high sale of $29.50 for a raw copy.
Yeah, that's good that this, if this character actually happens to become more than what she is, I mean, because I do believe
But
she's.
it's a first appearance. Come on,
Exactly.
we're in the craze of first appearances,
Right.
And what's interesting
regardless.
is there was, I don't know if there was many variants for this. I think there was just the, what was
I
that
saw
called?
one variant.
There's a Heroes Reborn or something
I think
like
there
that,
was a
right?
design, maybe a design variant.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the heroes were born.
Yeah, but guaranteed there will be a second print, I guess. My guess
yeah.
is, right? But here's the thing. They didn't really hype it up like, hey, we got a new cut, first appearance in here. Kind of like, you know how they did Punchline. We knew months in advance that Punchline was coming. So there you go, man. Black Widow #6. I'm getting hyped for that movie, man. That little Marvel scissor reel they did, man, that really got me hyped. And hearing Stan Lee do the narration on that, woof, that really got me in the feels, man.
Oof, right in the feels.
Right in the fields. All right, so number 9 on the list is Black Widow #6. What do we got next?
Oh, this one's nice, man. Conan the Barbarian #24 from Marvel Comics, 1973. Some old goodness. So recently, the actress Hannah John Kamen was cast as Red Sonja for the Netflix film for the same name. So CGC designates Conan #23 as the first appearance of Red Sonja, and this issue as the first full appearance. But both are pretty important. Since 23 actually gets most of the focus, buyers quickly turned to this issue and moved 20 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend, 339%, and a high sale of $1,100 and a 9.4 for Conan,
Wow.
the #24.
Now, she's not on the cover of 23, right?
That is correct.
This
That's why
is
I like
the-
this one
yeah.
better. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it's that whole cameo versus first appearance, but I just think this one looks better. Obviously it has her name on it. She's on the actual cover itself.
Mhm.
And I think the chick from Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Wasp is in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I think she has a physicality to pull it off, man. She could definitely do it if
She was also in Ready Player One also.
That's right. She was the baddie. Yeah, she was the bad guy.
I like her, man. I think she's cool.
Yeah, I mean, people are like complaining that, dude, there's you can dye your hair red, okay? I mean, fucking Aquaman was played by a Hawaiian Polynesian guy, for God's sakes, right? It's okay. You can have Jason Momoa. I think Jason Momoa also played Conan. Wait a second, didn't Jason Momoa play Conan? He did. That's right.
The remake. It was
really
horrible.
bad Conan.
Really bad.
Oh my god. Speaking of which, hey man, so the Venom 2 trailer, did nobody else get Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Louis Armstrong vibes at the beginning when he was singing. Am I the only one?
You must. I didn't hear Arnold.
Watch the trailer again, and it sounds like it's Venom. He sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonating Louis Armstrong. It just sounded really weird. But hey, tell us what your thoughts are in the comment section after the video.
I will admit it sounded weird. It was at first. Like, what is that?
Once you have that in your head, go back and watch it. You're like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about Arnold Schwarzenegger now. But they got a lot of people hyped, man. I mean, we've been waiting for what? 2 years for the fucking trailer to come out? Finally comes out, man.
It was cool.
So, I mean, the director, what's interesting is Andy Serkis, right? Who's famous for playing like Gollum and all these kind of like CG animated characters. He's the actual director in it. And he said it's not tied to the MCU, but they will have some Easter eggs to the MCU. And sure enough,
they have one revealed. Yeah.
The Daily Bugle, and it actually has the Avengers and Nightmare in it. So I don't know. Does that mean Nightmare is going to be in Doctor Strange 2 fighting the Avengers? I don't know. You don't get the whole thing, but could be. A lot of times it's just Easter eggs. Like WandaVision's full of Easter eggs.
I mean, there was in the trailer there was that scene where Cletus Cassidy smashed the spider. I don't know. That might be just a little like homage.
I don't know how far Venom can go. Unless they're Spider-Man, right? You gotta have Spider-Man.
Oh, you have to. You have to.
So
it's kind of messed up though to watch a grown-ass man beat the shit out of a little kid, though.
Or therapeutic to some. You never know. I don't judge people, man. All right. So number 8 on the list is Conan the Barbarian. Number 24, the first cover appearance of Red Sonja. What do we got for number 7?
Okay, I honestly kind of want to quit if I'm going to keep getting these fucking Fortnite books. Batman Fortnite 0 Point, number 1, second print. So, yeah, second print made the list as well. All these issues are proving to be the perfect quick flip for smart collectors who put these on their pulls early on. Sold 32 copies, had a 7-day trend of 224%, and had a high sale of $26 for a raw copy.
Well, you know what? Good for LCSs because they're getting customers in there that aren't their regular customers, right? The Fortnite players, because these are sealed in bags. So, because if there wasn't sealed in bags, you just have a lot of kids just rummaging through and getting the code and then discarding it. But at least, hey, they're buying them not only, for selling out at the LCS on Wednesday, but a lot of aftermarket sales too. I'm telling you, man, do not.
Yeah, man, you might get new collectors. They might go in there to buy that book, and they might hang out and pick something else up, and then maybe they'll start collecting. So I think this is good, man. It doesn't hurt. I know people are like annoyed by this, and I'm jokingly annoyed by Fortnite books, but it's all good, man. It's all good for comic books, dude.
For those who are in the know, does the second print have a different code, or is it the same code?
That's a good question.
Same code.
Same code, so it just gives them another opportunity to get the code. Either way, it's kind of brilliant marketing on DC's part to sell this book that I don't think anybody would give a shit about if it didn't have a code in it, right? Would anybody buy Batman Fortnite comics if they weren't having some code to play in it? So there you go.
What's crazy is
would there even
Marvel
be a
did this
Batman
first.
Fortnite comic without a code?
Marvel did it first. They had some Fortnite variants for their books, and there was even a little backup story. I'm surprised they didn't put a code.
Their first appearance was in like a Thor book.
Yeah.
Fortnite's
I remember, wasn't it there was a Thanos Infinity Gauntlet thing in Fortnite as well? Yeah. I meant, I just don't play Fortnite. I don't know. I call it fart night. I don't even know what it is. It's just a bunch of people jumping
You're an
around.
old fart night, all right?
I am an old fart night, but all right. So number 7.
You think Fortnite is 2 weeks?
4 a fortnight ago, or a fortnight. What is a fortnight?
It's 2 weeks
in the old English terms, right? A
fortnight is 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Like a baker's dozen is 13.
That's why I said the joke. Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Moving forward.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. All right. So number 7 on the list, Batman Fortnite 0 Point, number 1, the second print, Michael Janine variant. That's what I'm going with the pronunciation. What do we got for number 6?
Number 6 is Secret Wars, Secret Love, number 1. This is a second printing. And the guys at Tales from the Flip Side also mentioned this book and noted how this second print, homage to our love story number 1, was most likely a low printed issue. With Kamala on the rise, low printed issues featuring her on the cover are going to see significant market increases, which this did. It sold 39 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 191%, and it had a high sale of $50 for a raw copy.
Wow. What I do dig on the cover is how they purposely added the little dots to make it look like
it's that cool art. What is it called? There's a
I
name
actually
for it.
have one of these weird secret love books. It's a 3D comic, and I was at a swap meet, and I was buying some other stuff, and he says, "Just take this. You should read it. These are cool. It's Secret Love something. I have to show it somewhere. I'll post it on Instagram when I find it later this week. But it's one of those from the 50s or 60s, and it's a 3D it's a 3D love comic, believe it or not. Wow. So remember back in the day, you can get like a 3D glasses with your comic to, you know, whether it was like one lens was red and one lens was blue, and then you see that. So there you go, man. So it's very cool. I mean, if you're just into the cover art stuff, I mean, it's pretty cool. Kind of like
it's called pop art, but it's there's an artist name that's like synonymous with all the old pop art stuff.
And what I always say this too is, what you don't see anymore are word bubbles on covers, which is another thing that, you know, and it's really like nostalgia for old timey collectors who remember, you know, the Bronze Age, Silver Age, even some of the Copper Age. You actually had dialogue on the cover where
Liechtenstein. That's it. Thank you, guys.
All right, so number 6 on the list is Secret Wars, Secret Love, number 1 on a very special episode of Blossom. All right, what do we got for number 5?
So number 5, we have Marvel Comics Presents number 72 from 1991. What's funny is actually I just sold this full set literally 10 minutes ago. For the third week in a row, this Wolverine origin story has landed in the top 10 recently. There was very loose rumors that the Wolverine himself was getting an anthology on Disney Plus. Still, bad content rumors tend to still move copies. It sold 98 copies last week, 7-day uptrend of 80% and a high sale of $850 for a CGC 9.8 for this gorgeous Weapon X.
$900.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So whenever I see these type of and this is the type of spec that wasn't actually started by a comic book site like, you know, CBSI or some other bloggers. So this was actually from a one of those We Got This Covered type sites. And so whenever I see these type of things, I always question, you know, go to some of my sources and I ask them any truth to the rumor of, you know, a Wolverine anthology series. And they're like, no, haven't heard anything of it. And if you put on your logical thinking caps for a second and think about it, would you debut one of the biggest characters in your stable of characters in Marvel on Disney Plus?
No,
you know what I mean?
It's a cool idea, but hell no.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're lacking for content. I mean, the amount of shows lined up for that they have on Disney Plus, I can't wait for What If.
I mean, they should add the regular Wolverine movies on to Disney Plus before they do this. You know what I mean?
I think eventually it will, because I think all they
have is the Wolverine. I think they have one on there.
Yeah, the last one Origins. They won't add on. They can't add the last one because it's rated R, so they would have to go on Hulu or something. But I mean, the way these streaming services are, they have. Even when they bought them, they had contractual, agreements to be on somewhere else. Hell, Godzilla vs. Kong is going to be leaving an HBO Max soon because it has to go show on other places, right? So let's say like you have a theatrical run of 90 days, and immediately after that, it goes to like whatever service. And typically the streaming services afterwards, sometimes they have an agreement where after its theatrical run, we're going to put it on HBO, and HBO gets those first runs, and if you notice, that's what they did with New Mutants. New Mutants ended up showing on HBO after what they considered and that whole formula got skewed with the shutdown because we didn't have a 90-day theatrical window anymore, right? So what were the contracts when you say, okay, I have to stream on here? So physical media of films is still a good thing to have because some days, I mean, things are pulled off Disney Plus sometimes because they have to contractually think, we'll release and we're going to have to go in it. And
the amount of stuff that's leaving all of these at any moment, any month, is so many things.
Yeah. Even Netflix, even if it's a Netflix original, Netflix will be like, you know what, our servers are full. Let's just get rid of this for now. Just show something else. So speaking of Netflix, what do you guys think of Jupiter's Legacy?
I haven't started it yet.
I liked it. I binged it all in one day.
I watched it. I watched it in a weekend. Try to space it out, but yeah, I enjoyed the reveal. It's a little, for those who want instant gratification, go watch a 90-minute movie. This is you have to set your mind into what a Netflix show is. You have to. I see people like I saw 2 episodes, didn't like it, and I was like, you didn't even let them finish telling the whole fucking story, right? I mean, because if you watch Netflix show, you should know by like the second to last and last episodes is when the big reveals come.
Sit back, pop some popcorn, enjoy the ride.
And I would also say, if you like Manimal and I both read the comics. I love the comics. It deviates from the story a little bit, so
wow.
that's why. Yeah, so I'm glad it did, because it tells a different story, and from a different perspective, and they kind of flip flop some heroes and villains. I don't want to get too much into it, but I thought it was really well done. It gave me like original, like 1930s King Kong vibes, or the one that the last King Kong film where they spent a lot of time on Skull Island.
Yeah.
Had a little what's that movie? Close Encounters vibe to it, right? And I seen even people who really don't know what they're talking about. Like, I was in that certain Facebook group, and they're just like, I thought it was going to be like The Boys, but it sucked. I was like, who told you to compare it to The Boys? It has literally zero thing to do with The Boys. But I hope there's more seasons, though, because they just started telling the story, right? And episode 7 was some twisted shit, man. Really twisted shit. But you know what? The production and set design from the 20s was excellent. I'm looking like, man, the hairstyles, the clothes, everything looks really like straight out of 1929, man. It was pretty cool. So there you go, man. So Marvel Comics presents number 72 on the list at number 5 from 1991. You know we can't have a list without one of these books on there.
Here it is.
Oh, thank God. Finally not a Fortnite book for me. So we got number 4 is Something is Killing the Children. Number 1, the LCSD 2020 foil version. So this issue is benefiting from being the second most affordable version of the first issue. It sold 57 copies, had a 7-day trend of 152%, and had a high sale of $295 for CGC 9.8. Most 9.8s are selling for $200, which is still pretty great. So
This is crazy.
These are great books.
Yeah, this is
I got
crazy.
like 6 of these. I had to send them to CGC.
I hope for you, or in your case, that it really something happens, because just imagine if it does get the Netflix treatment. But what happens? You ever I always go back to that movie Fanboys, right? They go through this whole thing, and then at the very end, they sit down and go, what if the movie's no good? They're talking about the first Star Wars film or the prequel, right? And he's like, what if it's not good? And it's like all this hype for Something is Killing the Children, and what if Netflix makes it and it sucks, right? You know, would it take? Yeah. Well, here's the thing: Netflix hasn't even announced it's doing it yet. It's just certain subsets of sites are saying. They're just putting 2 and 2 together. Assuming what other Boom Studio books titles are out there that they could pick from?
Once in Future.
Yeah. Me and Zach are the same person.
But what? Okay, so you got Something is Killing the Children and Once in Future. What else from Boom Studios?
Seven Secrets
for sure.
Yeah, I don't think 7 Secrets is gonna happen. But so Boom Studios has a first look deal with Netflix, meaning Netflix, if Boom Studios says, hey, or Netflix says, we want to do this, we have the first. If we pass on it, then somebody else can pick up on it, like, an Amazon Prime or something else. But so far, nothing yet. So, but it doesn't stop you guys from snatching these up, man. So there you go. So hopefully we'll find out what's killing the children eventually, right, Brian? Because Brian and I want to know.
I really am interested to know.
It's something.
What is killing the children?
So something is killing the children.
And why are we letting our children get killed? That's what I want to know.
Well, she's protecting them with that giant sword of hers, isn't she?
Okay.
All right, so there you go, man. See, I don't read it,
but
machete.
I don't think it's oversized. It's just a machete.
Yeah, I mean, in issue 16, we're gonna find out who she is, or her origin, right? I mean, I don't even read, but I know that much. So there you go. So number 4 on the list is SIKTC. Number 1, the LSD 2024. Yeah, I'm totally just reading that, but I'm tired of seeing this book.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
Next.
Justin gets it this time. All right, what do we got?
Hey, for all you fans out there, what are we at? 3, 4? I don't know what's the over/under anymore on the Batman Fortnite books.
This is the third one. This is the third Fortnite book.
So this is issue number 2, first printing. Again, we have a Fortnite book. It's worth noting that the FOC for issues 1 through 3 were all on the same time. So FOC is final order cutoff for you people who don't know too much of comic ordering. So even with this massive market heat, that stores weren't able to actually catch up to their orderings because they didn't know that the high demand of this book was going to be so popular until issue number 4. So you're going to see tons of issue 4s loaded in the comic shops forever. But 2 and 3 are going to be just as tough to get. Did sell 109 copies, had a 7-day uptrend of 94% and a high sale of $30 in a raw copy.
Man. Fortnite, what are you gonna do, man?
It's popular as shit.
Sometimes you just gotta play some Fortnite. I can't wait till they have codes so I can play Doom. You know what I'm saying? Get some Doom codes in there. Maybe some Wolfenstein 3D. That's right, man. I'm old school like that.
Wolfenstein, damn.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. Quake was my stealer. That's the one that we were.
I used to play
multiplying the shit
Unreal
out of.
Tournament all the time.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
We used one of the dudes I used to work
Or
with.
Marathon. Marathon was a fun one too.
We worked in IT. He set up a Quake server, and that's all we did all day long was just play Quake, because that was like the first game, first person shooter where you could put in custom maps that I can remember.
Yeah.
And this was from 1996 that we were playing as kids. 1996.
I played CS forever. If anybody knows what CS
Oh,
is.
Jeff Schultz. I played the hell out of Ultima Online.
Yeah, we can get the whole spiel of that. Before that, I was playing. Before, what was that called? It was a RTS game with the Russians.
Command
and Conquer.
Command and Conquer, dude. That was my fucking shit right there, man. And then I got hooked on StarCraft and all that other shit. But man, I can't believe they're still playing StarCraft. Man, if they would have had professional gaming now,
Wasn't
that I would've
there a
told-
story where someone spent millions of dollars on a ship or something and they destroyed it in like 5 minutes? It was one of those online games where you build spaceships.
That sounds boring as hell.
And I guess someone spent a lot of money, real money, on building this like spaceship, this ship, and a bunch of people just destroyed it.
I remember my nephews playing. Remember EverQuest?
Yeah.
And that was like
So
one of the
boring.
Yeah, but that was one of the first times where I was like, wait a second, you can actually buy and sell shit between each other? He goes, oh, yeah, that's why I play this game 10 hours a day. I'm like, good Lord, okay. All right, so number 3 on the list
Yeah,
is Batman.
EVE Online. That's it. Yep.
Fortnite 0.
Crazy story. Go look that one up.
2. Hey, cállate la boca. All right.
Sorry.
What's number 2 on the list?
Number 2 is the Mighty Avengers #1. Marvel recently released a preview of their upcoming slate of films, including the official announcement of the Marvels replacing Captain Marvel 2. In the title, the A was replaced with Monica Rambeau's Spectrum logo. This, of course, led many to assume that Monica will take on that moniker. Her first appearance as Spectrum is in this issue. While this is a total speculation at this point, it sold 70 copies. It had a 7-day trend of 182% and had a high sale of $350 for a CGC 9.8.
Hell, I may have
love
this.
it.
I think I might too somewhere,
Ooh, I
may
got
have
some
this.
nice variants for this book.
because this was all part of the Infinity storyline with
Yeah, this
the
2013.
Avengers and New Avengers.
2013, easily my poll list was like 50 books a month.
God,
Crazy.
yeah, tell me
Oh, me
about
too.
it.
Me too.
Yeah, because it was like Mighty Avengers, the New Avengers, the regular Avengers, and it was all tying into like the Annihilation and all this crazy stuff. And that to a point where I was getting so many books and I was reading, and I had a long box filled up, and I go, I'm out of time. I can't read all of these. It was getting kind of out of control. And that's when I started reading digitally. And even now I'm like already 5 months behind. I got to start reading. It's funny because by the time I'm going to start reading this, and then like a storyline is already done, I'm like, fuck, well, why should I read it? Or it gets canceled or something. But anyway, getting Halle Berry vibes on this version of Spectrum too. Anybody else getting Halle Berry vibes? Come on now.
A little bit.
Oh yeah. I definitely see it.
The black
Definitely
of the
looks
berry,
like the
sweeter
chick,
the
though.
juice. Yeah.
That's Monster.
So
Ball Halle
who
Berry.
is that? Is that the 3D? That's the young Power Man, right? Remember there was a younger version of Black Power Man that was teamed up with Iron Fist. Is that him? I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember. Yeah, that's him. God, whatever happened to him? Where did he go? Fucking hey, man. But
He sucks.
yes. Yeah, so if you didn't catch it, we alluded to it earlier. Marvel did this kind of sizzle reel where it showed, like I said, just great narration by Stan Lee, puts the feels in you. And they kind of showed you more Black Widow. They showed you more Shang-Chi. They showed you first time the Eternals, and then just little placards of when movie start times. And that's when we first found out about the new title change for Captain Marvel. And from what I saw for Marvels, it's a little bit of the logo of Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Spectrum, all in that logo. So we already know that Kamala Khan is going to be in it as well. So who knows? But this is this thing about this character, Spectrum, Photon, Captain Marvel, or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, what is the true appearance you should be getting? Is it the Avengers annual book or her true first appearance of Monica Rambeau, or is it this one, her first appearance of Photon, first appearance of Spectrum? I mean, it's kind of like crazy. I mean, it's just one of those things. But
Just get them all.
Yeah, well, I think it's people are priced out of the other ones, right? And so why not get the first time she appears as this? If she ever, I don't think she's gonna ever replace Captain Marvel. I mean, I think for her name will eventually be, what is it now? Is it Spectrum or Photon?
Photon.
Yeah, it's Photon. So she'll probably remain Photon, whatever, But it was a cool introduction that she had in WandaVision, and so now we don't have to go through her origin story of how she got her powers, right? Because they did all of that away in WandaVision, so you can count that. So, and Mephisto's coming. Anyway, Mighty Avengers #1 from 2013 for #2. All right, if you were playing the over/under list of Fortnite books, we are at 3 right now. I put the over/under at 3.5. Your life depends on this last book, if you're playing the under or the over. So what is this book?
Well, funny because it's me reading it, and I've pretty much got them all. But you're lucky I didn't. It's Carnage, Black, White, and Blood #3. Kevin Eastman, the 1 in 25 variant from Marvel 2021. So obviously with the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer finally released, this book is trending at the perfect time. This series features an anthology of stories centered around Carnage. However, Kevin Eastman is a fan favorite artist and rarely draws books outside of his comic children, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. His 1 in 25 for this issue is incredibly tough to find and therefore witnessing high demand. It sold 40 copies, had a 7-day trend of 530%, and had a high sale of $53 for a raw copy.
Yeah, so I will expect probably more Carnage books next week, and I can safely say we're going to expect more Bitter Root comics next week, because if you haven't paid attention on the trades, Regina King has been hired as the director for the Bitter Root. It's going to be a movie, right? Not a series. From what I think it's going to be a movie. And the Carnage trailer drop. People are going to dissect it and pick out what they can. I've been tagged with so many times for that ASM book, and I can't even reply
Spider-Man
back.
Unlimited. Yeah.
I sold my first appearance of Carnage way back when, that the entire 3-issue series. So yeah, don't tag me anymore because I don't have any. So I replied with Miles Morales yesterday. I was like, there you go. You want Carnage? I'm going to give you Miles Morales. So speaking of which, our sponsor, KRSComics.com. Tomorrow, boys and girls, War of the Bounty Hunters #1, Mike Mayhew, stupid dope Boba Fett variant, trade dress on the right, Virgin variant on the left. Use the discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off. This Mayhew drops tomorrow at noon Pacific on KRSComics.com, 9 a.m. Pacific on the East, our time on the Pacific. So 12, Jesus Christ, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you peep it out. Use the discount code of LOTLB. Actually, use the discount of LOTLB on anything on a KRS Comics exclusive store, and you can get 15% off. So it does make a difference when you're buying a bunch of books. The variant horror can tell you.
And their pull box. I actually ordered some pull box, and the
That's
LOTLB
right.
works there as well.
Yeah, so go to KRSPoolbox.com. If you are not near an LCS and you want to buy comics on a weekly basis, you don't want to go to Midtown or whatever, you can go to KRS Comics Poolbox, KRSPoolbox.com. And guess what? If you use the discount code of LOTLB, you get 15% off new comics that come out every Wednesday. Yep. And they have a very, very good selection. July 14th, I think, at KRS HQ in San Diego, California. First ever live signing with Creighton Crane. They're going to be doing a signing at KRS.
I'm sending him this one.
Yeah, he'll sign any Creighton Crane books. It doesn't have to be a KRS Comics exclusive. If you want Clayton Crane's signature, he'll sign whatever Clayton Crane books you have.
Oh yeah.
So stay tuned for more of that. They're going to be opening up a KRS HQ in San Diego. I may travel down the old 5 there and visit the boys in beautiful San Diego. Maybe take my lady to Old Town San Diego. Maybe do a little La Jolla. And KRS doesn't want to be, the face of it. So I'll be your Flavor Flav. I'll be your hype man. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be out there, or I'll be one of those inflatable things standing in the front of the store. Anyway, any last words, Darkside Jedi?
Oh, just thanks for joining us on a Tuesday night. There's plenty of things you guys could be doing, but you're here with us, and we really, really do appreciate it.
There's 203 people.
I appreciate it.
They ain't got shit to do but watch us. But anyway, man of money, last words.
No, yeah, always happy to be here. I'm going to kick it to Justin here to make an announcement for both of us.
Ooh, big announcement. Huge announcement.
Huge.
Oh,
huge.
Ooh,
big screen.
Full domes on there.
Ooh, hello. Huge announcement this Friday, live the Comic-Con podcast going live 9 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Normally, you know, guys, if you're listening, it's pre-recorded. This Friday night, live show,
Holy
big
shit.
things. It's going to be fun.
You don't want to miss
They're
it.
finally going to kiss, everyone.
Friday at that's 9 Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern. 9
Eastern, 6 Pacific. The Comic-Con podcast
Huge.
YouTube channel. Remember that, boys and girls. The YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on the Rewind, make sure you check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. If you're next to an Alexa device, hey, Alexa, play Lords of the Long Box podcast on Spotify. I hope it works. All right, boys and girls, we will see you Thursday for the Shakers of the Week. Until then, be safe, peace out, and keep digging in them long boxes.
Peace.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select, and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump, 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 jump. Here come the Lords, 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 here come the Lords.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it. We're here. We're back.
Here's to what y'all.
You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too busy looking good.
You can't understand.